Welcome to Sahara TV. We're joined with us today with Mr. Dotun Oladipo, the managing editor of the Eagle Online newspaper in Nigeria. Mr. Oladipo, welcome.
Thank you so much. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you. Ekiti State has been in the news continuously over the past few months over the State House of Assembly's efforts to impeach its governor, Ayo Fayose. Can you explain for our viewers some of the main grievances that the APC lawmakers have against the governor?
Yes, it all started with the issue of if Fayose was validly elected, and that is based on his initial impeachment when he was governor in his first term. Fayose came into office with this still hanging on his neck and the issue undecided by the court. That perhaps is the major issue. And then also comes along with it the issue of the dispute between the lawmakers and the governor over allowances and sundry issues. I think more of personal behavior of the governor, not getting down well with a lot of people, is behind all of this. The governor appears to exhibit a lot of untoward behavior, some sort of truancy. He doesn't seem to have a hold on his behavior. It doesn't seem to have a hold on how he responds to issues. And I think that's the major focus in Ekiti. And why a lot of people find this very difficult to understand is the fact that Ekiti State has some of the best brains in the country. So it's difficult to understand for them how a country like that will produce a governor that doesn't seem to have a hold or a handle on his temperament and behavior. I think those are the issues.
I see. The past few weeks, we've learned that Fayose and other PDP leaders have brought Ekiti State lawmakers to Ondo State and other areas for secret meetings to discuss some of the problems between APC and PDP within that state. Can you inform for some of our viewers what was discussed during these meetings?
What they went to discuss at the meeting, from what they told the public, was about the issue of the governor settling the allowances of the APC lawmakers who have been out of the state since since a couple of months now, since the governor came into office. That was what they told the public. But by and large, what went on behind the scene was a plea for the lawmakers not to impeach the governor, not to remove him from office, which they were bent on doing. But obviously, because of the underhand tactics of the state government and the inability of the lawmakers to access the state assembly, the governor has had his way, and is obviously going to have his way all through, because by this time tomorrow, a new assembly will be in place, and those seeking to impeach him will be totally out of power. So in discussing in Ondo State, what they actually want to do was to talk about the allowances and the issue of not removing the governor. And I think, in a way, all the discussions, all the issues of wanting to have series of meetings was to buy time to ensure that nothing happens, nothing goes wrong. The cases in court, some of them have been lingering. One of them is the judgment is going to be delivered tomorrow, and that is seen as largely an academic exercise, because by the time the judgment is being delivered, a new assembly will be in place. A new speaker will be there, and then the 19 APC lawmakers are all gone. It will now be an assembly made up of only PDP lawmakers, which gives the governor a safe landing.
I see. So Let's play devil's advocate for a minute. Why would an APC lawmaker who's having a meeting with Fayose even entertain the idea of not impeaching him? What is it that Fayose or the PDP in Ekiti State could offer that would actually make an APC lawmaker who has been hell-bent on attempting to impeach him actually reconsider their position?
I think what the APC lawmakers have been trying to do is not to be seen as not bending at all to negotiation, to discussion on the issue. It has been obvious all along that the only thing the APC lawmakers want to achieve, and which failed, has been to impeach the governor. What they wanted from the onset was just to impeach him. And all they were doing, from information reaching our own newsroom, has been to see how they could find their way into the state, which has been blocked for most part of the last 2 months, which has been inaccessible to for the APC lawmakers. It has been to find a way to reach in the state, get into the assembly, and carry out the impeachment. It is obvious from what we have in the Constitution that there is nothing they can do outside of the assembly in terms of impeaching the governor. So the whole aim was to negotiate and say, okay, fine, let's get into the state, and then get into the assembly and carry out what the impeachment. But the governor was also smart. His political aides were also smart, and they were able to manipulate their way. They bought time from the series of negotiations, and with the series of negotiations until the point where we are now, and nobody can do anything again.
I see. So what we learned today that a Punch reporter was attacked by individuals loyal to Governor Fayose. What kind of updates do you have from this attack?
Yes, the governor did deny that he ordered the attack, but all along there has been no love lost between the governor and the newspaper. It's been from one issue to the other. So the attack naturally can only be seen from that end. That is the governor carrying out, the loyalists of the governor carrying out the attack. Even if the governor did not give the go-ahead, it was obvious that those who carried out the attack would have read the body language of the governor to say, if we do this, it will definitely make him happy to score a political point. And that exactly was what they went for in attacking the Punch reporter. I think the Punch has done well with its coverage of the Ekiti crisis, and its reporter has, from my own perspective, has tried to do his job as best as he can. You cannot shy away from reporting what is the obvious, what you can see on ground, what you can see happening in the bid to please any of the parties involved in the crisis. And I think we should give kudos to the Punch for its coverage. It shows in the kind of report that they have been churning out from that place. So attacking the reporter wasn't necessary because he was just doing his job as best as he could.
I see. So Governor Fayose has also announced today that he has essentially declared victory over APC lawmakers. Do you think that it's fair for us to say that Fayose has been successful and that he will now no longer be impeached?
Yes, that is the point where we are now. That is the point where we are. There is a judgment that will be delivered by the Supreme Court tomorrow. By the Federal High Court tomorrow on the impeachment process. By the time that judgment is being delivered, the APC lawmakers will be totally out of power. Fayose will have inaugurated the next assembly, which is made up of just PDP members, except something goes wrong within his own party. Except something goes wrong, very, very wrong. There is no way the governor will not spend his term fully on the seat, because these are his loyalists. These are people that he handpicked himself to go into the assembly. So it's for a lot of outsiders, for those who are looking at it from the outside, it's going to be difficult to see any of them moving against the governor, saying there is going to be an impeachment of the governor. Since the APC lawmakers are out, who else is going to impeach him? No one. So it's just going to have it smooth. But like some analysts have also said, this could as well be a good one for the people of Ekiti State. That, okay, the governor has been saying they've not allowed him to carry out his responsibilities, they've not allowed him to deliver democracy dividends to the people of the state. With peace now coming in, let us see how well he can perform. Let us see if he can meet the yearnings of the people of the state. Let us see if the issue of non-payment of salaries and allowances can be overcome. Once there is peace now, let us see if there can be amenities for the people. So as far as this process is concerned, the governor has won. There is no doubt about that. But the next step is, can he meet the yearnings of the people, which is the next key question.
So on that question, do you think that Governor Fayose is actually coming out of this process stronger than before? And let me actually add context. So there were widespread beliefs that during his gubernatorial election last year, he had rigged it or been involved in electoral manipulation. The Ekiti Gate scandal that Sahara reporters broke, which provided evidence to the fact that Fayose was involved with rigging that election. Add to that the continuous efforts by APC lawmakers to impeach him and the back and forth between APC supporters and PDP supporters. So the question is, has Governor Fayose actually come out of this process stronger and more robust than he began, or has he been weakened by these processes?
We can't say that he has actually come out stronger until when the courts pronounce him again not involved in that process that the Sahara Reporters crew provided us with, that he was involved in rigging. Fine, it has gone through the process of saying, okay, Mr. Governor, you have the right to contest. Your impeachment, in your last outing, we don't have anything against it. You have a right to contest. The issue still remains, was the election rigged? A lot of people are beginning to think that with the PDP out of power at the center, if the APC decides to bring up the issue of the rigging again on its own without attaching other issues to it, can it achieve anything? Can the APCs succeed in rigging out of the technicalities of the courts in presenting that issue on its own about what happened during the election? How the evidence available can succeed or assist the party in convincing the court that this process that produced the governor was not something that is acceptable to the Constitution and to the Electoral Act. Can the party do that successfully? Can it successfully bring back the case again with, quote and unquote, a government that is malleable now to its position on the election? Because when you look at it, the issue still stands out. the parties involved have said, look, these are our voices. We actually said this, but in another context. But can the court go over it again and look at it from another perspective without involving the technicalities? Because as far as a lot of people are concerned, most of the judgments that have been given have been on technicalities. So until when we see that has happened, I'm not sure why anyone can say he has come out stronger from that process. And no one can say categorically, as we speak now, that there was that process was not fraught with rigging, the process that produced him. So it's still on, it's still ongoing. That even if you have won in the court of law, you have not won in the court of the public.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Oladipo, for speaking with us today and for your insights.
You are welcome.
Okay. Thank you for watching Sahara TV, and please stay tuned for our continued coverage on Nigerian politics and events across Africa.